As if you didn't understand it.
It's difficult for me to translate, sir. Could you kindly throw some light?
Huh?
Could you kindly explain?
What should I explain? What is
या मुआशिरुल जिन्न वल इंस इन इस्ततातुम अन तनफुजू मिन अक़तारिस समावाति वल अर्ज़ फनफुजू.
Yes.
This fanfuzu, I mean, Allah is asking them to, if you can get out, do.
Yes. So what is wrong with that challenge?
Yeah, but the man is helpless. How can, I mean, he can't do anything without Allah's permission. Or how can...
This is what Allah is telling everybody. That you can't do it. This is a way of saying it. We dare you, do it, but we will not be able to do it. It's not an order, the defiance of which would turn somebody into a criminal or answerable. It's not that type of injunction at all. It's an expression, a forceful expression indeed, to let people realize their helplessness and their inability to do certain things. For instance, you say tell somebody, some boy, that nobody can jump over that wall. If you think you can, try. Go ahead and do it. That doesn't mean that you are ordering him to jump the wall. It's only, it's an expression that I dare you, you can't do it, we know.
You see, what I had in mind was people are thinking of going to moon and all this.
But there is not Akhtaris Samawati wal Ard. Akhtaris Samawati wal Ard is the universe, the entire universe, and the circumference of the universe. It's not any travel between one star and the other star either. Not to mention the moon of our planet. Interplanetary movements are just small hops in the larger scan of universe, in the relationship of the huge expanse of the universe. This is just a small hop if you go from Earth to any other, even the farthermost planet. From star to star are huge distances. The nearest star to the sun we have, to the sun to whose system we belong, is 7 miles away from us, 7 years away from us. That means 7 light years. So imagine how a man can reach that star which is closest to our sun. But that is not Akhtaris Samawati wal Ard, because it's not a Samawat, it's only a small part of one Sama only. It's one galaxy to which the sun and our planetary system and billions of stars belong. And that is just one Sama. And there are innumerable Sama. By 7 is a word of perfection, which is repeatable. So by 7 it doesn't mean just it should finish at 7. It only means that's a complete word which may repeat itself. So Akhtaris Samawati is an entity which you cannot even conceive. It's beyond your comprehension. And if somebody has touched the moon and you think the law laid down by the verse has been violated? Not at all.
Thank you.
Since you've been mentioned, there's been a mention of intergalactic, interplanetary travel. So I'd like to ask whether in the Holy Quran there is a verse to the effect, I don't remember the Arabic thing, that those who have achieved salvation, their nur will travel with them on their right and in front of them and behind them. Is this a metaphoric statement, or is it, if we talk about light traveling at the speed of light, that means that they'll be traveling with their own nur, or is that a nur something other than this nur that exists as light?
What do you think?
Well, the reason why I'm asking this question was that some people feel that eventually salvation will be when man will escape you see, they say that this planet is doomed to destruction, or man has himself caused such a lot of, made such a lot of stockpile of destructive elements. So, it will own, or the other thing is that there will be a water crisis, you see. They feel that there will be a crisis of water in this planet eventually, because of
But what has it to do with your question?
No, because I'm coming to that. The question is that some people feel that because of these imminent dangers to planet Earth, eventual salvation results in the man achieving intergalactic travel and going to certain solar system where life can exist as such. And that will be when he will be able to travel at the speed of light.
But still I can't follow your question. How is this explanation connected with the verse وَنُورُهُمْ يَسْعَى بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ?
Yes, that's. Well, they say that because this verse itself.
Who says this? I don't think.
There's a scientist whom I know who has written. He says he's writing a tafsir or something like that.
I see. Yes. So what does he say?
He's in Pakistan at the moment, and he says that eventually there will be a water crisis, and man will have to discover water somewhere else in this solar system because of the forests which are being
but if he does, how can you connect that statement with this verse? I still can't follow.
No, but he says that according to the Holy Quran, it will only be those who will be salvaged who can attain the speed of light, you see. Because
it has absolutely nothing to do with the speed of light.
Because the nur will be traveling with them.
Which nur?
Their nur.
Rasulullah did not have a nur. You see?
He did, and he did travel at enormous speeds, didn't he?
What speed?
In the Miraj.
And so your concept of Miraj is also borrowed from that gentleman?
No, it is not. Hazrat Masih Maud has mentioned that we do not understand probably what happened at that time, that it was probably neither a body nor something in between, isn't that so?
But he has not said any physical. He has not mentioned any physical movement.
I see.
He has totally rejected the concept of physical movement at the same time.
Yes, but he has not totally negated the...
No, he has negated it. What he has said, you have not understood that either. What he has said is simply this, that experience of Miraj is something which is not shared by others. So they cannot conceive it because they have not gone through that extremely refined experience. As far as the Miraj is concerned, he himself has positively told us of the nature of Miraj. He says, it was the Qalb Muhammad Mustafa, the heart of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which was Arsh, where he found Khuda, where he found his God. So not only that there was no movement required, in fact it was within him that the whole thing happened.
I see.
And this is why the Holy Quran says, Ma kazabal fuadu mara. What passed by the heart, what the heart observed, heart didn't tell a lie in describing that. So all that happened within the heart of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is all very clear by Hazrat Masih Maud alaihi wasallam. Only the experience is something which you cannot imagine because you have not gone through such experiences. But as far as the nur is concerned, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam is described as nur. And not only nur, nurun ala nur. Yet he never traveled at the speed of light.
No,
much faster, of course, in the sense of spiritual worlds. But that is what the Holy Quran means, and that is what we find the meaning of nur as applied to Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I see. So this ayat when that the mu'mineen, their nur will travel with them, this also is a spiritual.
It is not in spiritual in what sense? Not in the sense of what the peers think of spirituality,